Okay, today we are playing a game called Orwell, because the premise of it immediately caught my eye. The gist is, we are living in an Orwellian nightmare. Big Brother is everywhere, no such thing as privacy, you know the usual deal. Well, what happens is there's a terrorist attack, and then we, working for the government, have to find out who did it by invading everyone's privacy with the Orwell system, which is very self-aware, whoever programmed that system for invading privacy, right? Hey Tim, what should we use as a name for our entire Big Brother operation? Orwell, and that's why he's the supervisor. So, let's start. Anyway, enough rambling. It has a very unique art style, I dig it. The birds have an entire 2 frames of animation, incredible. I mean, honestly, it didn't actually look like it was that bad. It maybe killed 1 person. You're online, good. What a huge nerd. Call me Sims. Simes? Sims? Whatever. I will be your advisor on Orwell. Together, we will form both the first and last line of defense against terrorism. For this test phase, you are one of the first people to try out the Orwell system under real circumstances, selected from thousands of applicants across the globe. That's really funny to me because there was this fake account creating thing, and you could pick a bunch of pictures, and I chose the one that looked like his life was just shit. It looked like he'd lost all control of his life, so that's pretty funny to me that we got accepted for that. Alright. Normally, congratulations would be in order, but as you can see from that footage, there has been an incident. So let's get started. I've activated the Reader tool for you. Its purpose is storing bookmarks to online websites and documents for easy access, and to highlight when there is new information to be investigated. First, I want you to be informed of the situation. Our leading newspaper, the National Beholder, will bring you up to speed, and there's no way a newspaper would ever have a name like that. Alright. Oh. Feel free to browse the National Beholder. I've activated the profiler. Open the unknown person file once you're done. Alright, well let's just skim through this. Bomb obliterates Freedom Memorial and kills 3. I mean, it didn't even damage the podium, so it couldn't have been that terrible. Negotiate... Oh, I should read more. I see. My bad. Detonation destroys the Freedom Memorial in Bonton. 3 people killed, 5 severely injured. Terrorist ambition suspected as a mysterious letter reaches authorities. At approximately 7:50 p.m. Wednesday evening, an explosive device detonated at the Freedom Plaza in Bonton. According to the official police reports, 3 people were killed and at least 5 bystanders were severely wounded. The Freedom Memorial was nearly completely destroyed. Police forces closed off the area immediately. Experts believe the attack was an act of terror, with police confirming that the explosive device was homemade and triggered from a short distance away using a cell phone signal. Police reports also confirm that several hours earlier, an anonymous letter containing the first 3 stanzas of the German folk song Die Günden Digenkan Sin Frey. I don't know. I don't know. The thoughts are free. Had reached local authorities. Prime Minister Blaine immediately issued a public press statement firmly condemning the assault and putting the nation on high alert until the perpetrators have been brought to justice. .jp. Alright, what we got over here? Not very much, is the answer. The profiler holds all the known information on those we investigate. The file you have opened is for our main suspect. Now, if that's true, why do we have no information for our main suspect? We don't actually have one, do we? The blue-haired woman that the CCTV footage shows before the assault is no stranger to the police. Take a look at the arrest record. Okay. Cassandra. I have a great deal of difficulty imagining a person who looks like this being a terrorist. The highlighted elements in the record are pieces of data that are able to be extracted. We call these elements data chunks. That just gotta make up buzzwords for no reason, don't we? Hovering over data chunks will reveal their relevance to the case and any connection or information it may influence. Drag and drop all data chunks from the police database into a profile to upload them to our servers. Alright, so name, upload complete. So do we have an address anywhere? Doesn't look like it. Suspect was arrested on site after Officer Franklin had been struck down by an unknown object and became unresponsive. The protesters at the origin of the assault were forcibly removed, where the suspect was found kneeling and weeping on the ground. When asked to lay on the ground, with her hands behind her back, the suspect cooperated immediately. Kneeling and laying aren't the same thing, so it's not as funny. Alright. Very good. Pictures and names are crucial information for Orwell to identify a person. Yeah, typically knowing the person does help. Information in documents can only become a data chunk when it can clearly be assigned to a target person. Add the reason for Miss Watergate's prior arrest that has been just been unlocked. We will need this information to progress. Alright, so the whole thing. Oh, up here. I am stupid. Related document found. Good. With the data you extracted from the police record, a new document can now be accessed. Now let me ask you a question. Do you believe in coincidence? Well, yes, because it's a thing that exists. I do not, of course. Find data revealing where she attacked the police officer, and you will see what I mean. Alright. Alright. Gonna take a bit of time to get used to this. Is this woman a terrorist? Woman allegedly injured a police officer 2 weeks ago. Remains in custody. Trial is scheduled for August. The case that keeps the media and the public guessing, Cassandra W., pictured above, who had allegedly injured a police officer severely 2 weeks ago, is still being held in police custody. The young woman is accused of having hit the victim's head with a large brick. The incident occurred during a rampage at the Freedom Plaza as part of a demonstration against the newest amendments to the government's model project, the Safety Bill. Due to the chaotic nature of the scene, police have not yet been able to connect the crime to the accused. Cassandra W., who is an artist by profession, has denied the accusations completely and has asked her fans to show her support. A trial has now been scheduled for mid-August. The case received nationwide attention when Catherine Delacroix, Secretary of Security, labeled the alleged perpetrator alongside the other rioters as anti-governmental terrorists. Okay. Let's put that over here. The exact same location as the assault. Then she turns up there right before the explosion. Surely not a coincidence. As you know, Miss Watergate is still running around freely. I just realized that the name Watergate is kind of funny. Because, you know, Watergate, I don't know if you picked up on it there. We should find out why. We should also gather more background information on her. I want to know who we're really dealing with. Alright. Who is an artist? Related document found. Oh yes, One who does street art by blowing memorials to pieces by any chance. Oh, witty. Great, you have found another document. Before we go on, let's clarify your job and how it affects mine, shall we? Okay. You have extracted all the info I already knew about Miss Watergate. Starting now, I'm going into this case blind. The Orwell Ethical Codex dictates that investigators like yourself are the only ones allowed to access the documents of target persons. It does sound quite serious when you name something a codex. Advisors like me only get to see the data provided by the investigators. We will then draw conclusions and request action. Your primary job is to provide the information you deem important. Never give away incorrect or misleading data. You may hit disable on a data chunk you do not want to pass on to Orwell. However, some data chunks might be necessary to progress on the case. Alright, fair enough. Seems like a bit of an oversight to just entrust this to random people and then be like, yeah, we're not actually gonna check anything. Alright, what we got here? This is, like, pretty nightmarish looking right here. Well, I don't think we need that. Hi, I'm Cassie, a colorful inhabitant of Wonderland, right behind the rainbow. Well, that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I'm gonna put that in anyway. And it actually listed it as the address. So you're under the impression that our wonderful Miss Watergate is really living in Wonderland? Somehow I doubt that. Call it intuition. You don't know, you can't see the documents. You told me. People's lives are hanging in the balance here. What if you pass me something I cannot identify as wrong so easily? You have got to be more careful next time around. Fine, Dad. Jesus. No fun allowed. Glad you found me. Smiley face. Finally found the courage to quit my dull day job and focus on my art career. Interesting. We should find out what that job was. That would be a good idea, but first, and put my stuff on port.folio. Below you will find a hand-picked selection of my latest works. You can browse through them by clicking on the arrows on the left and right sides of the pictures below. See something you like? Why, of course you do, because it's freaking awesome, isn't it? I've never in my life met an artist that said something like that. Leave a message on my UTEL account, thecassie92. Good, you found a chat handle. That will allow us to overhear any conversation on that account. The listener has now been unlocked. New conversations will appear whenever they are started. Nothing started yet? I expected something to be there, since we just unlocked it. Tell me which piece you like. I'm gonna make a fine art print and ship it right away to your doorstep. Best thing, free of charge. Now off you go and have fun. What is your angle, lady? You are not to be trusted. My beloved for Kikiko? Definitely the only family I need. A Christmas present for my darling, alright, so she is dating someone. Nothing to say about that? Fine. Whatever. This was actually meant to be a private piece, but oh well, I'd have a hard time keeping it to myself. It's not that impressive, I'm sorry. Yep, that beaut is me. Yo, stop. Yo, it's been like 3 minutes, and I've already determined you to be pretty conceited. Yep, I was never sure about the title, though. The Businessman's Forgotten Daughter. Wow, you didn't have anything to say about that? Listeners pinging. Hey, you. Hey, Jossie. Typing a novel there? I can't seem to find my credit card. I assume you took it, right? You got me, Sherlock. Look at this nerd, unknown person writing with proper punctuation in a messenger. I'm in the middle of buying all of Bonton with that platinum card I lifted from your desk. I'm gonna put it in. Can't stop me now. She stole a credit card of an unknown person. If you're able to find out who she is talking about, we could lock it out for the owner. Can't stop me now. Well, luckily for you, I don't mind you going on a splurge as long as you pick up some wine for dinner. Wine? What does Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney and all-round badass, have in mind this time? Wait, she stole the credit card of her lawyer? Really? That is pretty incredible, actually, isn't it? Well, we should be able to track the credit card of this Langley down and lock it for him. Done. No, really, no need to thank me, Mr. Langley. You now have a profile for a related person. It can be accessed via the profiler. Data chunks will only appear for targeted persons and can only be extracted into their relevant profiles. Okay, now, what am I missing? Prob's just a business call from one of his favorite clients. Actually, yes, this is exactly what's going to happen. Very serious business, Cassandra. I thought as much. Guess I better pick up shitloads of wine. You'll have to get this client of yours pretty buzzed to handle all that business. 1 bottle should be fine, she's a lightweight. Creepy smiley. Oh, whatever. I guess I shouldn't pick up some of those party pills from Big Pharma, aka my parents, then. Alright. Watergate. Pharma entrepreneurs. That does ring a bell. Well, why don't you Google it, buddy? Oh, come on, I was only teasing. Speaking of your parents, when are you going to tell them about us? Oh, yeah, maybe gotta go. Yeah, they're dating. They're dating. Let me add that. I've figured it out. Fine. Be that way. Whatever.